Kia open season is on with the value-packed Serato Sport with 17-inch alloy wheels, AEB safety, parking sensors and more from just $24,490 drive away.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Facebook isn't the only place that you can support Australian grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. To see more real race cars, more live events and more of the racing you love, subscribe to the Blendline TV YouTube channel, sign up to our mailing list or bookmark and subscribe to our website at blendline.tv. Thanks for continuing to support grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV.
OMG. The MG event is now on and there's never been a better time to buy. With great drive-away prices across Australia's best-selling light hatch and Australia's best value compact SUV. With MG's 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Offer ends soon.
Wakefield Park Track Days. These track days provide opportunities for motoring enthusiasts to test the capabilities of their vehicles under controlled conditions on Wakefield Park's track. It's open to all types of cars and sessions include open wheelers, race cars, street cars, supercarts and driver training is available. There's heaps of amenities on site for a great day out and group bookings are available. Head to the Wakefield Park website for more information. Welcome back here on Blendline TV as we're about to bring you the Formula Race Cars opening race for the season and the weekend here at Wakefield Park. We just had improved production finish up on track, so ahead of us today we have Formula Race Cars. HQ Holdens presented by Osborne's Transport will come out for their first race. Then we'll review race 1 for Oxsafe RX8 Cup before the final race for Oxsafe RX8 Cup for the day. So it should be a big afternoon with some great racing coming ahead. At the moment we're waiting for the AGI Sport supported Formula race cars to roll out on track. Now this will have a mixture of Formula 4 cars, Formula 3 cars and other assorted Formula cars coming out onto the track. We've just got a recovery at the top of the circuit, so that's why we have a little bit of a delay. Beautiful sunny weather here at Wakefield Park this weekend. If you can get out tomorrow, it'll be worth the adventure down south. Free entry for every person who comes through the gate. Of course, practicing COVID safe protocols with a correct check-in procedure. The team here at Wakefield Park doing everything they can to keep motorsport going during this break, and they've done a fantastic job during 2020 and now into 2021. That job continues as they provide a place to race for this, the Motorsport Australia New South Wales Motor Racing Championship opening round. A little bit less categories than we're used to seeing, a few waiting till later in the year to start their season. But you'll be able to see it all here on Blendline TV with the AGI Sport Formula Race Car Association about to roll out. Make sure to check out their website for more information. Just type Formula Race Cars into Google. That's always the easiest way to do it. They've also got a Facebook page, and you'll be able to check them all out there with all the information throughout the year. We've got to thank AGI Sport for their support as now the Wakefield cars roll off of the safety area next to the control tower and will work their way around the circuit for these Formula cars to roll out. Now we've got a big grid of cars here as well. 16 cars made the trek down to Wakefield for this event. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of cars before the race even started, or before qualifying even started. So a little bit of a condensed field, but that's something that happens with Formula racing cars, unfortunately. Of course, temperamental beasts, and one of the men who is going to be joining me right now in commentary, I'll let him get his headset on and himself sorted. Lawrence Katsidas joins me. Lawrence, bit of a tough weekend for you out of the car and in the commentary box. Not exactly where you'd like to be.
No, not where I'd want to be, especially as this is the 10th year of the Formula Race Cars Championship. But it is what it is. I guess my loss is our viewers' gain, Daniel.
Well,
so I'm
hopefully so. I mean, they would have gained anyway with you being out on the grid. Got your first victory at the end of last year. That must have been a brilliant feeling.
That was magic. But let's focus on what's happening now. I can hear the cars starting up. And let's see how we go. We've got multiple series champions in the grid, with Nathan Gotch and Aaron McClintock with 3 championships apiece. Nick Filippetto making a comeback, who's won a championship, and Glenn Lynch has won a couple as well. So I hope we're in for an exciting race, Daniel.
I'm pretty sure we will be. Knowing these guys, they always try to see what they can do to send it on each other if we have to and make the positions up. Starting off pole, rolling out of the end of the pit lane now is Nathan Gotch. He is going to lead the way down into turn 1. I'll let you go through the grid, Lawrence.
So the cars are streaming out. We had Nathan Gotch clinch pole position. Not surprising really. And closely followed by Glenn Muddle. As we see Glenn Lynch entering the track. Tim Boydle, who used to race motorcycles in one of the AGI cars. They've entered 4 cars for this event, which is absolutely magic. So the guys are going through their warm-up procedures, getting as much heat as they can into their tyres, into their brakes, because once it's lights out, they'll be leaning on it as hard as they can. So what's going on?
That's all right. As they come down to the final corner, of course, Nathan Gotch leading the way. Muddle in behind him. You've got to watch for Aaron McClintock behind that. Then you've got Adam Gotch, who is racing one of his Formula 4 cards. Of course, great history with a few of those Formula 4 cars that he's bringing out as well.
There are. They were, I think Adams was the one that won the first Formula 4 race.
Yep.
They've had all the hot shots through the AGI squad in those cars, and now they've procured the cars, and they're very competitive around here. And you'll have to watch these guys off the line. I can tell you from experience, they just launch off the line, and they don't wheel spin at all.
No.
Whereas the Formula 3s have got a lot more horsepower, so they tend to spin the wheels.
Yep.
So I'll be curious to see what happens. I'm actually really excited to see, as much as I'd love to be out there.
I was going to say, nothing replaces sitting on the grid with the nervous anticipation right now, waiting for the light to go out, does it?
Particularly this part where it's relatively quiet, everything's still, and then it just erupts for the next 20 minutes, which is fantastic.
So we got the green flag at the back. 10 laps will be the journey for this, the opening Formula Race Car Association race of the season, proudly brought to you by AGI Sport. We'll see who gets the launch. There's a yellow flag further back. 2 cars not going away at all. and it looks like it's going to be the Gotch brothers who lead their way. Someone's hit a cone up into the air on the run to turn 1. I just saw it fly right up, and we've got cars being picked up.
Glenn Lynch and Ronnie Koth.
So they'll try to get that car hooked up and towed away as the rest of the field makes their way across the top of the hill. Here we are. McClintock's got himself back into second place. There's Adam Gotch sitting in third. And then sitting behind that, is that Muddle who's got further back? Yeah.
Yeah, Greg Muddle. Last time out, Greg and Adam had a fantastic battle.
Yeah.
Which I guess will be curtailed for the moment as
we've got a safety car.
They've
pulled a safety car, so obviously not able to get that car into neutral and rolling away, which can be a bit difficult with how these cars are set, can't it?
Yeah, not only that, and also if they stall, because what we do to start these things is we need like a jumper battery.
Yep.
Because the battery's only good for, you know, a race distance.
Yep.
So you need like a separate battery to jump start them. So that could be the issue, or who knows, could have broken something. We'll find out once we go through the debrief. As I can see, another truck's
about to leave us here.
Yep.
Unfortunate to sort of get that start and then stop straight away for the opening race of the year. But that's sometimes how it happens in especially Formula cars. You just get those things where, of course, like you said, they don't get away, they're temperamental. Somebody definitely hit the cones here down in turn 1, so I'll be interested to go and have a look. It might have been Adam Gotch trying to get his way through to second place, because I was talking to him yesterday and he was saying that one of the really impressive things about the Formula 4 cars is that they can launch so much better than the F3s initially, and they get that first jump.
Right. That's exactly right. Because the F3s, whilst they're fast, it's quite an art to launch them without wheel spin, and then if you start wheel spinning, you're plucking gears, and of course you're going backwards while everybody else has hooked everything up is going straight past you. So
that'd be a terrible feeling, wouldn't it?
Not nice.
No, exactly.
No, I've had that one.
I feel like everybody has in these cars at some point or another. So it's Lynch and Koth who have not got away.
Yes.
So unfortunate for the pair of them. Hopefully they'll be able to get out. There's Boyd at the back of the group in the AGI car.
Yep.
Getting some experience and miles.
Yep. Ex-motorcycle racer.
Yep.
Who's taken to this like a duck to water, and he's just carving massive amounts of time off every time he goes out. So,
which is brilliant to see. I think we're going to get a restart here. I can see those cars in the centre, which is often where we'll put Formula cars to be able to get away. Yep, lights are out on the safety car. So now we hand it over to Nathan Gotch, and Aaron McClintock will be thankful he got past Adam here, because he'll be able to stay right up under the gearbox of Nathan as they come down the straight. Let's see what happens. He hasn't been able to stay there as they come across the line, and we get back to green flag racing. Now McClintock with it all to do. Adam Gotch is going to try to sit there in front of Muddle and see if he can bring home an overall result. And we've got a huge smoke cloud in the back of shot. Not sure what's happening. But let's focus on the racing, and Adam Gotch has lost out to Muddle on the corner exit of turn 3, so he's dropped a position.
Yeah, he's dropped a position, and I expect Rob Rowe, there he is in the yellow car, to latch onto the back of Adam sooner rather than later. And of course we've got Nick Filippetto behind Rob. So the first 5, 6, even 7 cars, they're going to be quite competitive and quite close, but I think you'll find Nathan and Aaron McClintock will try and pull away from Greg Muddle.
Well, of course, both of them ex-champions of the class as well, so they know what they're doing and they know what to do. Of course, this man on screen as well, Nick Filippetto, making his return to racing this weekend after a few years away, went out as the champion of Formula race cars, and now in Formula 4.
Correct, won it at his first attempt.
Good
effort. I didn't know who this kid was, and he turned up here for our first event, and he just smoked us all. So he's a pretty good peddler.
He knows what he's doing behind the wheel. He'll be trying to get himself to focus on driving the car and get these guys right up behind him, get right up behind the guys in front of him with Rowe and Gotch. And it looks like Adam Gotch has slipped into their clutches pretty quickly. He's a long way in front of the rest of the F4 field, though, with Filippetto catching him.
Yeah, Nick's doing a great job, and for someone who hasn't driven one of these for 5 years, he's I guess it's like riding a bike.
Or driving a race car.
Yeah, driving a race car, counting the numbers with your gears to make sure you're in the right gear.
That's it.
But we'll see Rob Rowe's superior horsepower potentially catching up with Adam in front of him, who's also doing a fantastic job since he's come back to motorsport.
And then just behind these guys, we've got Baker and Barry, who are also starting to have a little bit of a tussle. You can see those two cars. The thing that's probably hard to get your head around with these Formula race cars is, of course, because they're wings and slicks, these battles are actually almost like rubbing panels in saloon cars and that style of racing, isn't it? Like, you've got to look at the aero, where you're going to run onto the car in front of you, and you try to make the position.
Pretty much, because you can't really see much in the cockpit. You can't see where your wing is. You can just see the top of your bonnet and the top of the wheels.
Yep.
So, you know, sometimes you just hold your breath and hope you don't knock someone's wing off.
That's it.
Because we don't want anyone to get hurt or
No.
damage cars. So
But very, very safe cars these days as well. A lot of them running a safety cell for the driver, so it's very safe to be in, even though you will have wheel-to-wheel contact, and it probably looks a bit exciting because it all, you know, disintegrates around you, but that shell is very important.
Yeah, the carbon fibre tub is fantastic, fantastically safe. And, let's hope everyone comes home safely.
I'm sure we'll see that as we see Filippetto still on the back of these guys as they work their way up the hill.
Yeah, I think Robbie Rowe is waiting for his tyres to come on. I know he's fiddling with the tyre pressures, hoping that they, you know, come on song. So I expect by about 2/3 distance, the car will be on song. As we cut to Robbie Svedurkis, Dennis Leslie, and Tim Boydell, who's latched onto the back.
So this is the battle for 10th place in the race, which anyone who knows open wheel racing, if you're battling for 10th and there's still cars behind you, that's an impressive size field to have out there on the circuit. And a real credit to the Formula Race Car Association for all the work they've done over the last few seasons.
Yeah, in particular the guys from AGI who are fielding 4 cars this weekend, and you know, anybody that's familiar with open wheel racing knows that AGI is a crack outfit.
That's it.
And they've won in pretty much everything they've contested, and they've had quite a few hot shoes who've gone on to bigger and better things, pass through the garages. As we see the red Formula Holden, which is the big dog of the field, which is a big beastly thing. To give you an idea, that Formula Holden, our rear tyres, what he uses on the front of his car.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, they're massive.
He's got a lot more grip than you guys at the moment.
Yeah, and his rear tyres are absolutely massive. They come up to your hips, which is, they're a big car, and they're quite intimidating whilst you're up next to them.
It's pretty loud as well when it makes its way around the circuit. I know at Sydney Motorsport Park we really noticed it all the way through the back because you get that echo effect of the walling, I guess you could say, of the hill of between 4, 5, 6 around corporate.
Yeah, that amphitheatre, it is like a proper, well, it's one step below Formula One. So.
That's it. Plenty of pace, plenty of ability to race them fast. As we go back here, Adam Gotch has got Rowe and Filippetto still behind him, so he's done very well to hold these two back.
Yep. So how many laps? We're on lap 7. There's only a few. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I don't know if you can do it around the outside.
That's a long way. He hasn't made it work though, and Rowe sits in behind. So Adam fed him a wheel to make sure he stayed out there. Did everything he needed to do. Great racecraft from the AGI Sport Car, and Nick Filippetto not quite able to go with them here. So he's just sort of sitting in behind, probably with a bit of a watching brief and hoping that, you know, Gotchi will sort of probably defend a little bit too hard, and that'll bring him back into it. I'm sure that's what Filippetto's waiting to see.
Well, he's hoping they hold each other up, but it doesn't look like it. And Robbie Rowe's going to have to make a move sooner rather than later because Adam's a canny racer, and he's quite hard to get past. I can tell you that by experience. And there could be a dive bomb at the end of the straight as they go flat knacker through turn 1.
Nah, not quite there.
Yeah, it's going to be trying to line him up the hill. Here we go. Oh, he's gone sideways.
Huge licorice stripes out in turn 2. That was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. As we see behind, there's a car stopped over there. I'm not sure who that is. Might be Boydell, because that car is the last on our timing at the moment, and he hasn't done a couple of laps. So it may well be him.
That's not good.
No, and then you can just see Barry behind here is starting to close in on Filippetto. So he's got past Baker and is now closing that gap.
Yeah, Rodney Baker, part of Greg Muddle's stable of 2 cars. They've spent a lot of time over the summer preparing their cars for this very event, and so far so good for the team out of Blacktown as the big dog makes a move on young Nick Filippetto and opens its legs up. What's going to happen? Stretches its legs, I should say. What's going to happen down here is young Nick going to sneak it down the inside.
Not sure. We see McClintock across the top. He's in amongst all of the lap traffic. So we've lost Nathan Gotch, actually. That's the car that's parked on the inside of the infield. He's just pulled over, and he's not done the last 2 laps as these guys send each on each other.
Snatches the lead back from Aaron McClintock.
Yeah, Muddle's now to the lead of the race. So that's why we were going up to those guys. Obviously, the directors picked up that they're in amongst the lap traffic and they're trying to battle for the lead as they come down to the final corner. Here they are.
Oh my God.
Which side do you go?
Oh my God, there's cars left, right and centre.
Muddle picks the right side there. He made it work as they go around the outside of these guys. McClintock now with it all to do. Should be the last lap board about to come out here. Checkered flag, actually. So we skipped the last lap board and Muddle, did he make it? No, McClintock got him at the line.
No, it was Muddle.
It is Muddle.
Yeah.
Yep, we had to wait for timing to update there. So Muddle brings it home for a victory. Adam Gotch is going to hold on, and it looks like Rowe behind that. Barry has got through on Filippetto in the final lap. So a few stories also to try to find out down through the field as the leaders got muddled up into that group. And McClintock is able to bring it home, though Muddle's gone back to the top here on our timing. So
yeah, he won it. He was in front as they crossed the line, and he would have had a hard time passing that Renault of Dennis Leslie because it's fast in a straight line. So
a great opening race for the AGI Sport Formula Race Car Association here at Wakefield Park. We hope you've enjoyed it here on Blendline TV. Keep an eye out for tomorrow. 2 more races for these guys to come. Lawrence, I'll let you get back down to the pit lane and figure out what needs to go on with these guys, and we'll catch you again tomorrow.
I'll report back tomorrow.
Kia open season is on with the value-packed Serato Sport with 17-inch alloy wheels, AEB safety, parking sensors and more from just $24,490 drive away.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Facebook isn't the only place that you can support Australian grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. To see more real race cars, more live events and more of the racing you love, subscribe to the Blendline TV YouTube channel, sign up to our mailing list or bookmark and subscribe to our website at blendline.tv. Thanks for continuing to support grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV.
OMG, the MG event is now on and there's never been a better time to buy. With great drive-away prices across Australia's best-selling light hatch and Australia's best value compact SUV with MG's 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Offer ends soon.
Wakefield Park Track Days. These track days provide opportunities for motoring enthusiasts to test the capabilities of their vehicles under controlled conditions on Wakefield Park's track. It's open to all types of cars, and sessions include open wheelers, race cars, street cars, supercarts, and driver training is available. There's heaps of amenities on site for a great day out, and group bookings are available. Head to the Wakefield Park website for more information. Welcome back here on Blendline TV. We've got the Osborne's Transport HQ Holdens rolling off the dummy grid. Joining me in commentary is Dave Amor. Dave, you've made the trek up. A fantastic race weekend at Sandown last weekend. We were there as well. Brilliant racing, and I'm sure it's set to continue this weekend with the Osborne's Transport HQ Holdens and some familiar faces returning to the group.
Yeah, it certainly is, and welcome race fans. Fantastic to see here in New South Wales this weekend at Wakefield Park. We've got 19 cars for the Osborne's Transport, and most of the cars are looking almost brand new. There's a fair bit of painting and a bit of skiing work been going over the weekend, and when you have a look at it, Osborne's Transport 1, 2 and 3, try and pick out who is who. Brett Osborne is in the 86 car, John Baxter in the 51 car, and also in the 77 car, which is normally an orange car, is Barker. Now, first, second, third, it's not that easy, mate, because let's face it, all these cars are so close together. Yeah. And right behind him, we've got Dave Poglio in the 39 car. Glenn Deering, the number 1 guy from last year, is back in around about 8th or 9th position. Yep. He's got issues and he's got problems with that engine. He thought it was going to be gangbusters this weekend on the dyno. It looked the goods, mate, but actually it's a boiled lolly instead of the full ice cream.
That's always a drama, isn't it? He's looking forward to defending his title. He's got the number 1 on the door, striven for so many years to get up there. And I mean, even though Osborne didn't partake in the whole season last year, what we've seen in New South Wales and HQ racing across the country is the level of engineering that goes into these cars, the level of driving that's going into these cars now. These guys are really, really on top of their games, aren't they?
Well, they certainly are. You have to remember last year, Leighton Cranbrook took it all out at round 1 last year. So he had an up and down season last year. He done extremely well in the 1 hour there, also at Sydney Motorsport Park. Leighton Cranbrook is not here this weekend. Leighton Cranbrook has sold a fair bit of his stuff. I have to wait and see what he's up to and what he's going to do and whose car he's got to jump into. But I understand he probably will be in HQ sometime this year. As they start to line up. Like I said, there's 19 HQs here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Blendline TV, mate. Now, I'm talking to the man beside me. Absolutely fantastic, mate. Your business, your partnership with motorsport. This is what grassroots is all about, so everyone can see right down to the wire HQ Holdens and all the other classes.
That's it. We're just all about trying to be involved and, love being here with the Osborne's Transport HQ Holdens. There's some fantastic racing that everybody deserves to see. Osborne, Barker and Baxter at the front. Now, Barker is the man to probably watch. He's come on in leaps and bounds in the last 6 months especially. His incredible run to the end of the season last year, and you'd have to say, in some regards, he's a dark horse for the championship, but not really. He's someone we know as they get away for the opening race of the Osborne's Transport HQ Holden Championship for 2021. Side by side down into turn 1. It looks like Mole has jumped up into third place. That's Jason Mole. Chris Mole trying to go around the outside. And Osborne and Barker side by side for the run up the hill for the first time.
Yeah, Barker's in front of Osborne, I would say, by the looks of it. Just trying to work him out, mate. Yes, the grills are a different colour, ladies and gentlemen. And 1 and 2 of the cars have got 2 mirrors, and Brett Osborne's only got 1. There you go. You try and work out who is who at the moment. But Dave Poglio's in front of Darren Parker. Glenn Deering, I got the number 1 car is in behind him. Mark Baxter is in behind him. And yes, it is. Number 77 is out in front. Osborne second. And Command Digital, fantastic. Have 2 cars in the top 5. just like Osborne's Transport. Fantastic. 3 out of 3, first, second, third.
Brilliant.
That's qualifying. Now we're coming down to racing.
Now we see Allen there, just lost a position to Walker out of the fishhook, so Walker's got himself past in the tyre power car. He'll now look to get on to Deering and Parker and see what he can do as Barker and Osborne lead the way. So Matt Barker's gone to the front of this field. He will be looking to convert that result, see if he can hold Osborne behind, but we know Osborne, he's a wily campaigner. What we'll have to watch for here is these two front cars, I think, will try to nudge themselves away from the field. They won't wait for Baxter now. He's dropped too far back. They'll just try to move away from those Command Digital cars and make sure that the win goes to someone from Osborne's Transport team.
Well, I have to wait and see, because I know these guys, there's no team orders, which is the most important thing. We are talking about HQ Holdens, bumper to bumper, door handle to door handle and racing. First and second has got about a couple of car lengths there into third, which is the Command Digital car there of Jason Mole, Baxter, Chris Mole, Dave Polgo doing extremely well in the 39 car, Darren Parker, who's now the president, in 7th, Glenn Deering, Gutter is in 8th, Baxter 9th, and Scotty Walker, good to see him back, tyre power car, up into 10th position.
Now, I know Scott Walker and the team were looking to try to have a real championship tilt this season at the HQ Holdens, of course proudly brought to you by Osborne's Transport, but I think they're going to have some tough competition as he's in behind Baxter at the moment, and he's got in front of him Deering and a few others as well as they come out of the final corner and make the run down the main straight. So we'll have to see what happens here if Barker can hold Osborne behind for the duration of the race, but I'm not sure that he's going to be able to.
Well, it's going to be very, very interesting here. You know, at Wakefield Park, it is a small track and things like that. It's a horsepower track, it's a handling track, and you've got to have damn good brakes, because the fishhook certainly puts a lot of cars over the top in the last 2 or 3 laps. As you've noticed, they start, you know, braking, locking brakes, doing this and doing that. But Matty Barker is doing extremely well. But have a look at Osborne, ladies and gentlemen. All he's doing is he's hitting the spots. He is so perfection plus at most racetracks now, Brett. He knows he's got to do A, B, C equals a win.
That's it.
So
he'll just sit
Barker
there,
in front.
He'll sit and wait for his moment. The thing that we've seen with Osborne is if he doesn't have to, he won't hit the lead too early, will he? He'll sit there and wait for now's the time to go, and then he'll send it to the inside. You can be sure of that.
All right, mate. That sounds very simple, right? But when the helmet goes on, the red mist comes, right? And the only place that these guys want to be is at the front. So
100%.
He'll be trying 11/10ths, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to worry about that. Yes, the only way you can do it is fake it to the left, go to the right, go right to the left, and vice versa. But have a look at what's happening and what's going on. We've got group of 2, 2, and we've got 2 there at the moment. Deering is just starting to catch Parker. Parker had problems with his car yesterday in handling. They've changed a few things, and I think he's fairly happy where he is now. The teal blue car, the pretty boy blue car, you could say, the 26 car. So the president's doing extremely well. There's the Gutter car, Parker. Dave Allen, I was expecting him to be a little bit further up the front. They've done some dyno work on that engine last weekend, and they found a couple of more kilowatts. That's a plus. But when you come out to the track and you actually get it in black and white,
that's it.
Right, that's when everything stops and the facts are there.
A few of the conversations I had during the pits at the start of this weekend, of course, earlier this morning and yesterday, with people was, you know, that old story of we've checked everything in the garage, we've run it up on the dyno, we know what we've got, but of course, once you get into real world conditions, that's where it all changes, isn't it? It doesn't matter how much power you've got. If you don't have the setup and can't get it to the ground, well, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep, for sure. Jason Mole is certainly holding out Johnny Baxter at the moment, the 51 car. That's the third blue car from the front, ladies and gentlemen. He's in 4th position. They've got a little bit of gap. You might be able to hear the noise through our headphones, ladies and gentlemen. We are physically trackside. We're 50 metres from touching them as they go past.
That's how we love to be, isn't it? That's how you want to enjoy your racing as we see these guys go up the hill again. Osborne sitting in behind. We've got a few guys battling for position further back as well, so we've got to keep an eye on those guys because there's fats all the way through the field, and that'll be what we need to see. So across the top, Barker is continuing to hold off Osborne.
Yes, he certainly is, but having a look at Barker there, he's starting to get a little bit wayward in the left rear. The left rear tyre is certainly up to temperature. If you have a look at Osborne there, he's around about probably 6 to 8 inches further in on the track. So Barker is right out, he's pushing the limits. Osborne is sitting there quite comfortably. Just having a look here at the Blendline TV, the coverage, everyone, is absolutely stunning. You can see the cars there, you've got Harbour there. As well, and that's also Pedro. Yes, the Pedro.
Sorry, Osborne for the lead of the race. He's got down the inside and taken Barker, who's going to try to run back on the inside. How's this?
Yep, it certainly is. He's on the inside, but Brett Osborne, like I said, Barker's car was starting to get a little bit sort of soft, but there we go. Sorry, that was half a lung, ladies and gentlemen. But Barker's gone up there. So Osborne's gone right out to the outside. He's trying to make the corner a lot straighter, and he's done it. He's done it. He's up the inside. Can he get in front? Door handle, door. Yes, Barker's lost out. Dramatically, Barker's lost out. Command Digital, can he go down the inside, ladies and gentlemen? He's down the inside. He's right on the rear quarter. They've touched. A very, very light touch there, but here he comes. Command Digital up into second position from fourth. Now, that has put Barker just back that fraction. Did he put Barker back that fraction? Now they've touched 3 or 4. Oh, have a look at this.
So
he's gone up the inside. He's gone up the inside. Command Digital back into third. Now Chris Mole doing extremely well. Now he's up there. Is there a problem with the number 3 car? No, the number 3 car, Matty Barker. He's gone from chocolates, ladies and gentlemen, back to fourth. He's got a little bit of panel damage. Very, very. Oh, have a look at this. Dave Poglio, the 39 cars decided to. Well, it's time for me. I'm sick of 6th and 7th. I'm up into 5th.
So
as they come, screaming down the front straight.
He's launched himself into that. So that's what happens, of course. You see a battle move for position and it dominoes all the way down the field. Proglio now to the inside of Mole. We'll see if he can make it work as they go side by side through turn 2. Neither are giving an inch, and Parker is sitting right there ready to capitalise on this as well. The race has really turned it up a notch as we reach the second half of this one.
Yes, certainly is. We're on lap 6. How many laps in total?
10-lap race.
It is a 10-lapper. All right, that's absolutely fantastic. That is brilliant. Command Digital has got back in front, Dave Proglio. But have a look at Parker. Parker will be extremely happy. Normally his car fades very, very badly by lap 5 or lap 6, and he's still right on the back. Proglio brings it right out to the outside. Then the sharp left-hander here. Around we go. They call that the fish hook, and there's a reason for that. Have a look at it. Nice and tight. And we've got Osborne, Baxter, Mole, Barker, Mole, Poglio, Baker, Deering, Baxter. 10th is Dave Allen's in the top 10.
I just saw Mole with his hand out the window, so Chris Mole, Jason Mole, is it, further back there? So, no, it's Chris Mole. He had his hand out the window waving to the guys to go to the inside, so I think he might have a drama with that car, and he's just trying to limp it home. But we've said for years here on Blendline TV, you almost need 20 cameras trackside for the HQ Holdens because there's so much action happening down the field, and they've turned on another absolute cracker here today at Wakefield Park for the opening round of the Osborne's Transport HQ Holden Championship. You'll see it all here on Blendline TV. We'll have plenty of highlights throughout the season as well, highlights packages from each round, and we'll have to make sure to try to get across as many cars as we can because everybody's in a battle, Dave.
All right, Blendline TV, mate, you guys are putting this on and all the rest. Is there an opportunity for a sponsor to come on with you guys to help with the motorsport, with the connection? Is that possible?
Definitely. There's always room for people to be part of it. That's what we like to see. And, you know, we've got the ad packages between each race and other things that we can do to be able to put things into the stream to be able to support motorsport. There's categories out there that would love to be broadcast that we'd put that money towards as well to help everybody out. It's all about helping state and grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. As we see the 77 of Barker, he wants to get back up there. He's lost 2 positions and he's all over the back of Mole now.
So what you're saying, if someone wants to be involved in motorsport that's got a company that wants to get their name out, you don't have to pick HQs or Formula V. No. You can go on your package and be a supporter, sponsor, supplier, and get yourself on there. Is that what you're saying?
100%. Yep.
All right, excellent. Right, I'm talking to you out there. Come and see Blendline TV. Why not? Give them a go. There's some young people, and most importantly, you can talk face to face.
That's it.
and that's what it's all about.
It's just all about motorsport here on Blendline. As we see across the top, the Osborne cars are sandwiching the Command Digital signage car. We've seen this battle, but there's so many fights all the way through the field as well that we cannot forget, because everybody out there has put everything they can into this racing. And you can see there, Proglio's got Parker right up the back of him. Mole's dropped off a little bit. There's another group back there a little bit further. There they are, Barker and Allen, Baxter and Allen, sorry. And then behind that, Deering, Harbour, Marusic is in behind, and Johnston's got himself into the middle of that group. So there's just fights everywhere.
Yeah, he certainly is. Deering is suffering with that car. We know that for a fact. Command Digital there, Jason Mole. What's wrong with his car? Is it stuck in third gear? I reckon it could be, or has it detonated and done a head gasket? Not 100% sure, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have to stand up and walk 20 feet to the thing to have a listen to it as it's going past now.
Last lap board is out, so we'll have to see what happens. Have a listen.
Yeah, just trying to have a look at Jason Mole's times there. What was his last lap?
So Mole is 16.1 and Chris Mole's a 17.6.
Yeah, 17.6. His fastest lap was a 16.7. So he's got an issue, but it's not major.
No.
So I don't think it's a head gasket. I reckon he's stuck in third gear. But I'll tell you that at the next at race 2, okay?
I was going to say, we'll find all that information out tomorrow morning, but it's this man out in front, Brett Osborne, who's going to take another victory. He's on the last lap. He's halfway through it. He just needs to bring it down through the final corner. There'll be no question he can do that. We don't need to hype up, will he make a mistake, because he's a pro. He knows how to bring these races home.
See, ladies and gentlemen, it's only got one mirror on that car, so that's how you can tell the difference, an 86 on it. But here he comes, down the front chute. Down the front chute, checker flag is out. You can see it waving like I can. Once again, Brett Osborne, he's hit the markers, he's got out in front and done extremely well. So the pole man has won, only just. John Baxter for second. Digital Command. Jason Mole, Chris Mole for third. And, of course, Johnny Baxter. So that's absolutely fantastic. That's right the way. I'll let you go right the way through the field. We've got a couple that didn't finish. We'll talk about them in a minute.
It doesn't seem like our timing's picked up Baxter correctly here at the track, so he's probably going to need to be put back into his correct spot because they've dropped him to 12th, but we know he followed Osborne around to the finish. So it's Osborne, Baxter, Barker, Proglio, Parker, Mole and Mole. I think Jason Mole might have suffered a timing glitch here as well on the feed at the circuit because he's in 6th place, but he looked like he was in 3rd at the finish there, to be honest.
Definitely.
Baxter, Allen, Johnston, Harbour, Deering, Baxter, Marusic, Jackson, Lynch, Saunders, and then McClay and Walker both in the pit lane. So I'm not sure if there's some sort of problem there with them. But yeah, there's our grid on the screen, the result board, but a little bit different to what really came over the line. So we'll have to figure out what's happened with the timing screen there because there's about 5 cars who are all out of place. So unfortunate things with the feed. But that's race 1 of the Osborne's Transport HQ Holden Championship. Dave, thanks for joining us. We'll get you here tomorrow and there'll be plenty more to talk about, no doubt.
Thanks, mate, for sure, and I'll find out a bit more information. And Blendline, thank you very much for doing what you're doing and bringing grassroots motorsport so everyone can have a look. Thank you very much. Catch you later.
Kia open season is on with the value-packed Serato Sport with 17-inch alloy wheels, AEB safety, parking sensors and more from just $24,490 drive away.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Facebook isn't the only place that you can support Australian grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. To see more real race cars, more live events and more of the racing you love, subscribe to the Blendline TV YouTube channel, sign up to our mailing list or bookmark and subscribe to our website at blendline.tv. Thanks for continuing to support grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV.
OMG, the MG event is now on and there's never been a better time to buy. With great drive-away prices across Australia's best-selling light hatch and Australia's best value compact SUV with MG's 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Offer ends soon.
Wakefield Park Track Days. These track days provide opportunities for motoring enthusiasts to test the capabilities of their vehicles under controlled conditions on Wakefield Park's track. It's open to all types of cars and sessions include open wheelers, race cars, street cars, supercarts and driver training is available. There's heaps of amenities on site for a great day out and group bookings are available. Head to the Wakefield Park website for more information.
Kia open season is on with the value-packed Serato Sport with 17-inch alloy wheels, AEB safety, parking sensors and more from just $24,490 drive away.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Facebook isn't the only place that you can support Australian grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. To see more real race cars, more live events and more of the racing you love, subscribe to the Blendline TV YouTube channel, sign up to our mailing list or bookmark and subscribe to our website at blendline.tv. Thanks for continuing to support grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV.
OMG, the MG event is now on and there's never been a better time to buy. With great drive-away prices across Australia's best-selling light hatch and Australia's best value compact SUV with MG's 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Offer ends soon.
Wakefield Park Track Days. These track days provide opportunities for motoring enthusiasts to test the capabilities of their vehicles under controlled conditions on Wakefield Park's track. It's open to all types of cars and sessions include open wheelers, race cars, street cars, supercarts and driver training is available. There's heaps of amenities on site for a great day out and group bookings are available. Head to the Wakefield Park website for more information.
Kia open season is on with the value-packed Serato Sport with 17-inch alloy wheels, AEB safety, parking sensors and more from just $24,490 drive away.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Facebook isn't the only place that you can support Australian grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. To see more real race cars, more live events and more of the racing you love, subscribe to the Blendline TV YouTube channel, sign up to our mailing list or bookmark and subscribe.
Kia open season is on with the value-packed Serato Sport with 17-inch alloy wheels, AEB safety, parking sensors and more from just $24,490 drive away.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Facebook isn't the only place that you can support Australian grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. To see more real race cars, more live events and more of the racing you love, subscribe to the Blendline TV YouTube channel, sign up to our mailing list or bookmark and subscribe to our website at blendline.tv. Thanks for continuing to support grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV.
OMG, the MG event is now on and there's never been a better time to buy. With great drive-away prices across Australia's best-selling light hatch and Australia's best value compact SUV with MG's 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Offer ends soon.
Wakefield Park Track Days. These track days provide opportunities for motoring enthusiasts to test the capabilities of their vehicles under controlled conditions on Wakefield Park's track. It's open to all types of cars and sessions include open wheelers, race cars, street cars, supercars and driver training is available. There's heaps of amenities on site for a great day out and group bookings are available. Head to the Wakefield Park website for more information.
Kia open season is on with the value-packed Serato Sport with 17-inch alloy wheels, AEB safety, parking sensors and more from just $24,490 drive away.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Facebook isn't the only place that you can support Australian grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. To see more real race cars, more live events and more of the racing you love, subscribe to the Blendline TV YouTube channel, sign up to our mailing list or bookmark and subscribe.
We continue our coverage here on Blendline TV with the RX8 Cup, proudly brought to you by oxsafe.com.au. Make sure to support the people who are supporting racing coming to you, of course. Fantastic sponsors from Osborne's Transport for the HQ Holdens, AGI Sport for Formula Race Car Association, and now here with RX8 Cup, we've got Oxsafe Australia and plenty of other great sponsors as well. Make sure to check out the RX8 Cup Facebook group, RX8 Cup Series, type that into Facebook, or go to the website RX8 Cup, type that into Google, and you'll be able to find out all about this series and about how you can go racing with these guys and girls, and maybe trek around the East Coast to be able to get some great tracks in and be racing with the likes of Rickshaw and the like. Jumping in next to me again for commentary now, Aaron Windus. Aaron, what can you tell us between races?
Good afternoon, Daniel. It's getting pretty exciting. There's a lot of hotheads out there, eager to get some points on the board. So obviously round one, everyone's keen. So yeah, it's obviously now getting a little bit hotter in the day. So we'll see how everyone goes.
Fares. 3:30 p.m. local time, of course. The weather here at Wakefield Park currently, we have jumped to 26 degrees ambient. So, of course, in a rotary with the needs for dissipating heat, that becomes a little bit more difficult than what we saw earlier in the day when we were down at about 20 degrees, just south of 20 degrees. Started out the day today, I was wearing a hoodie because it was cold. And now you're sitting out here and it's like, geez, it's so hot.
I tell you what, I'm in shorts and t-shirt. I feel for these drivers. It's so hot in these cars, and even more so in a rotary. The temps just go up through the firewall. There's been a few reports of maybe some boot replacements getting stuck to the floor. So getting really warm. So see how they go.
It's going to be a great race. We've got a good field out there. Gorton will be looking to pick up where he left off with that race 1 victory. Behind him is Devyak. After that is Barnes. And then we got Shaw, Lower, Shaw, McLean, Cornelis. Here they come down to the starting grid now. Lewis, Panicia, Silvestro, Cook, Bullens, Maisie Place, Alder, Noakes, Cook, Dell and Walsh rounding out your field. So a big field of cars, plenty to play for. It's race 2 of the weekend. 4 races here this weekend for the guys at Wakefield Park. Ryan Gorton, he runs all the way as long as he can on the racing line before pulling over. He doesn't want to get anything on those tyres that he doesn't need.
This kid is keen. He is, I tell you what, he is looking for any advantage he can. Of course, he is the man with the biggest target on his back at the moment. So Steve Devyak, he is not a quitter. He is going to be certainly quick and challenge Ryan into turn 1. I think we've got a good fight on our hands.
It's going to be huge as they run down through turn 1 and 2, no doubt. Devyak will not want to give up. Barnes has now got the inside line after starting on the outside line last race, so he'll be looking to make his way through. And of course, you can't write off Rick Shaw in one of these cars. He's a machine. He knows what to do. He puts them together, puts them to good use out there on the circuit as well. As we've got the green flag at the back, the revs will rise here as we wait for the lights to go out and extinguish for our run down to turn 1 for the second race of the Oxsafe Australia RX8 Cup. Here they go. Devyak and Gorton get a pretty level jump, but it looks like Gorton is going to lead them through. Barnes and Shaw behind us side by side as well, but Barnes is going to show the nose down into turn 2, and the rest of this field, who's that trying to come around the outside? Can't quite pick it. There's a couple of cars there looking to try to make moves early on.
I tell you what, that's a good start for Jake Lauer as well. He's up to by the look, P5, which is fantastic for him. They've got a new setup in that car. They've found what they think is a little bit more speed. So
we'll be hoping for more speed towards the end of this one. Of course, Lewis I just saw as well. Looks like Maloof has gone backwards. He's in the centre shot now as they come down the hill, and I think he's lost a couple of positions here because McLean and Lewis are up in front of him. Cornelis is there as well, so yeah, Maloof has dropped back and he's got a little bit more work to do after what was a pretty impressive result for the first race of the meeting.
Absolutely, himself, Maloof and Cornelis, a fantastic battle towards the end of the last race, so I'm sure that'll be on with laps to come.
Here's McLean in the Macca's car, immaculately presented car as well. Those guys did a big reveal video in the off-season of their new livery on that car. Stoked to see it out on the circuit. McLean does a lot of work to make sure that he's out there. I think they might be getting on top of those issues, and he's jumped into 7th place in the early stages of this one, so he's picked up a few positions. But look at this battle in front. Devyak going to throw everything he can at Gorton at the moment, as they run up over the top. Now, we saw this in the last race. Barnes and Devyak right there, but there was nothing they could do about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, this battle just gets more and more intensified as they're out there. This is great stuff already, lap 2. And yeah, I think we're in for a great battle.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Devyak can stay in behind there in the Mudgee Pit Stop Kebabs car. Of course, a valued sponsor of an earlier round of RX8 Cup, the live broadcast of it. And just in behind him, the just-in-time auto glass car looking to get the position. I've been interested to see that Rick Shaw hasn't been able to do anything as yet and get himself onto those guys. As we see the number 5, Cornelis, all over the back of Lewis. They've dropped away from McLean and Sam Silvestro in behind them. So, and just looking at the timing, it definitely looks like Maloof has actually fallen further down the order, because at the moment Panchina and Ladell have got in front of him as well. So maybe a problem with Maloof's car.
Yeah, hopefully not. We have our fingers crossed. He's really on form, and obviously this is his return event after a major accident at Sydney. So yeah, hopefully they've got that car reliable. But another noticeable is Marcus Ladell. We're definitely going to see him come through, charging through the field. They did have a control arm brake on them in the last round. That's why they saw, we saw them drop back a bit. But yeah, obviously rear good for him, and he's already up to 12th, so this is going to be a good race for him.
How do you find, I mean, you're heavily involved down in the pit lane on working across a couple of these cars, of course notably involved with Maisie's car and getting that up to pace, and she's sitting currently in 17th place in the race, which we can't overlook either, because she's showing more and more pace every time she comes out. How's it like in these cars, though, with the parts inventory? I assume that there's a fair bit down there that you can sort of borrow from other competitors, a bit of a swapping going on when needed?
Yeah, entirely, and that's the great thing about this this competition is everyone, you know, if there's a replacement part that needs, you'll go next door, you'll go to the next garage and certainly ask around, and it's almost a family atmosphere down here, really. RX8 Cup are fantastic, and of course the parts that are available, as we said earlier, it's production, so so many standard parts that are obviously used around the category. So
I was going to say, I guess you can nip down to a wrecker and grab some parts if you have to as well. They're a pretty widely available car, the old RX8 these days.
That's right, yeah. I mean, some of them are getting rare because some of these guys are pushing hard, but no, look, it's fantastic, and you know, Brian, Maisie's father is. He's actually got quite a collection, so you know he loves to help out other competitors in that sense. But look, you know, as far as Maisie, she's doing an absolutely fantastic job. It's a new car for her this year. She's given her a sort of a new lease of energy, and it's really good to see her growing.
So Silvestro's lost out there to Lardell and back to section of the circuit down through the fishhook. Panacea is up behind him now, and Maloof is there ready to strike as well. So Sam Silvestro coming under attack in the midfield of this group at the moment as we see Lewis and Cornelis. Cornelis going to go the long way round at turn 1. He's made it work down into turn 2. It's the battle of the late breakers, and now it's all about the drive up the hill. You can see Lewis got sideways, but I think he got better drive to be able to get up there. He needs to close the door into 3. He does. He's going to be far enough in front that he can take the ideal line. So it ebbs and flows here in RX8 Cup. There's not a lot you can do to really be prepared sometimes for an overtaking manoeuvre.
Absolutely, and look at the fight that Lewis is putting on here. This is great racing. Yeah, he never gives up. He's really hard, and I tell you what, if you've got him in your mirrors, yeah, you're certainly going to be busy for the next few laps.
As you can see, Cornelis now sitting in behind as we get wind blown down here at Wakefield Park. The wind is starting to pick up, and hopefully it's not going to bring any weather in with it tomorrow. It doesn't seem to be on the radar at the moment, so we should be okay. And then hopefully tomorrow, of course, two more races under the sun here at Wakefield Park as the Maloof goes to the inside on Silvestro, takes a bit of curb, doesn't quite get there. Silvestro uses the optimal line, runs around the outside of him and makes it work.
If we have a look, you know, a bit of a repeat of the last race, Ryan Gordon has managed to pull out a 1.3 second lead, so, you know, great for him. He's got that clean air again. Steve Devyak, he's still going to be in there, he's going to be pushing. Their times are so similar at the moment, so this is still not over.
It's what do you do, isn't it? As they see at the front, they're doing very similar times, but Gordon's just able to move away, and eventually you look around and he's got 1.5 to 2 seconds on the rest of the field. We're halfway through this, the last race on our stream here today at Wakefield Park from Blendline TV. We'll have plenty more action tomorrow from the Oxsafe RX8 Cup. Oxsafe.com.au. They've come on to support this weekend. We can't thank them enough. Of course, major supporters for the RX8 Cup season as well. Plenty of other supporters in the books for RX8 Cup, and we thank all of them for being involved. They're all down the sides of the car. Plenty of sticker positions for the lot of them as we look at, Lewis is getting under pressure from Cornelis now, so Cornelis starting to fight back, and it looks like the 33 sitting in behind of Medell as well is trying to make the move, so he's got away from the group behind and been able to claw himself up to these guys in the clear air.
Yeah, absolutely, and we saw just before Elliot Maloof is not putting any room between himself and that battle.
No.
Between him and Sam Silvestro, so we'll see how that proves for the rest of the race.
You almost need 15 cameras to just be able to stay across everything in RX8 Cup, don't you? As they all split off into their own little battle packs, you can see, look at the gap between them across the top. Cornelis shows the nose, takes a bit of curb and makes contact with Lewis. That is a very unfortunate moment. Lewis does the little flick spin to bring the car around and finds himself facing the right way. I think Cornelis saw the opportunity there, but that one may be looked at again in race control because he never made it to any sort of, I guess, what you call B-pillar. There is no B-pillar in these cars,
no,
but what you would call something like that.
Yeah. No, look, he was certainly a fair way up there. Obviously had to use quite a lot of the grass as well on the inside, so I guess Terry Lewis might have gone for the line and shut the door on him, but yeah, certainly one for the stewards to work out.
Yep, as we see, the safety car has started to move here in the pit lane. I'm not exactly sure why, whether we've got a car stranded on track somewhere. As we go back down and here and see Tom Shaw chasing down lower. No, the safety car goes back in and park. It might have just been an early call for those two cars stopped at the top of the hill. We're on lap 7 of 10, so not very far left to go here. Well, we've got 5 laps remaining actually, so maybe it's not a 10-lap race and I'm misunderstanding our schedule as I try to hype us up for the end of this one. 12 laps is actually on the schedule now, so there you go.
Oh, it's just getting started.
Yeah, we've still got a fair old way to go as we go further down the field and have a look at 2 red cars battling each other as they come up the hill. I think that's the 11 and the 69, so it's the Cooks in the Prep Motorsport cars who are fighting each other, though I think that Cook has slowed down a fairly significant amount as they come off the top of the hill. There is no drive in the 69 car for the run down the hill at the moment, so not exactly sure what's happening there, but unfortunately for him, that thing's dead. There's no light left in that motor, I'd have to say.
Yeah, that's a real shame by the looks. Running a really good race so far. That car was pretty quick this weekend.
Yep.
But he stays out of the way.
Yes. Just going to be a long journey back to the pit lane, isn't it? Good to see spectators on the back straight as well, getting out and to have a look at the racing here at Wakefield Park. If you're in the vicinity or even in Sydney, make sure to come down tomorrow. Free entry. We're abiding by COVID-safe protocols. You've got to log in on your way into the venue. The team at Wakefield Park doing a fantastic job to keep motor racing running in this state and the country during such difficult times. Really putting on a showcase as well for the Motorsport Australia New South Wales Motor Racing Championship. We're here with the Oxsafe RX8 Cup for their 2nd race of the weekend. Gorton continues to lead the way. On screen, Tom Shaw has got himself in front of Jake Lower here, so that's been a change, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like a change, but I tell you what, if I know Jake, he is certainly not going to let this go, and he is putting all the pressure on Tom here. Tom looks like he might be a little bit understeery on the exits, sort of just being really nice to the car, so we'll see how that battle brews.
As out the front, Devyak to the inside of our leader. That's come out of nowhere. He had 1.5 seconds last time by, and all of a sudden Devyak has pulled past Gorton. I can see you motioning next to me here, Aaron. He doesn't know what's going on. You're dumbfounded, mate.
No, that's a huge surprise. I did catch up with Ryan just after the last race. He did say there was a little fuel, sort of like a fuel cut, like it was surging out of the fishhook as they come down the hill here. We'll see if actually Steve makes a bit of a gap on him. But yeah, that's actually a huge surprise. Hopefully they can pull that together. But we'll see here.
Well, Devyak will have ripped the rear view mirror off the window here and he'll just be focusing eyes forward, take his lines, make sure there's that fuel surge. Gorton slows out of the fishhook and that's going to allow Barnes to get on the back of him. So obviously it's that tight left-hander is causing the fuel to run away from the pickup point.
Yeah, that's right. From what I understood from the driver's response, as you come out of that corner, it's really the corner that has the most load with throttle and the car's just got a lot of stress through the fishhook. So yeah, obviously Gorton is... He's
waving to the inside
yeah,
there,
look,
you can see.
That's a real shame for them. They've been on great form and I'm sure hopefully they'll get that fixed tonight.
Well, there's going to be a lot of work to do down in the pits. 2 laps left for in this one, and it looks like Devyak is going to be able to claim a victory here. He'll be ecstatic with that, and that will help his championship charge. Gorton as well, dropping down now. Barnes is through on him. So Jeff Barnes, who is looking for a championship victory, was right in amongst the battle here in 2020, and now he has got himself in front of Gorton and will run down the hill. He'll no doubt be able to pull away from him through the fishhook, and we'll have to see whether that enables Rickshaw to get in, though Rickshaw will probably have on the comms that Tom is behind him. I know he's been amazingly proud of the effort Tom's put in. Now, Tom, a young driver, of course, was learning the car last year, and now he's sitting in the top 5. There he goes through shot. He's got Jake Lower behind him, putting huge amounts of pressure on, but he's now inside the top 5 of an RX8 Cup race. And you look at the calibre of drivers that are filling the first 4 spots, that's an impressive effort.
Absolutely fantastic for him. You know, he's certainly come leaps and bounds. I'm sure he's got his eyes open, you know, up in front of him with his father there, so he's probably a little bit more hungry this weekend. But yeah, as you say, great to see, and hopefully he keeps that battle with Jake Lower.
Debiak has got the last lap board here, so he just needs to bring it home. You could see him going left to right down the main straight. He's pretty happy to be out there in front. Oh, look at the way he clips the curb over the top. He's putting the power down as best he can. He's not worried about the suspension on this one. He's got all night to fix it now if he causes any drama, but he'll be able to bring it home, and no doubt he'll be ecstatic with the result. And we'll have Debiak and Barnes on the front row of the grid for the final, for the third race, of the weekend, which will mean that Gorton has a lot of work to do. So here comes Debiak round out of the fishhook. This will be the final time he goes down into the last corner for today at least, and he is being able to lead the way. He's got a comfortable lead. Oh, Rick Shaw's given Gorton the hip and shoulder in the back of shot, and Gorton finds himself in fourth place as Debiak comes around a big slide out of the final corner. Absolutely brilliant for him, and what a fantastic victory.
This is massive for Steve. This will give him huge confidence going into tomorrow. Yeah. And it looks like a tight battle to the finish there between Ryan Gorton and Rick Shaw.
But Rick Shaw has actually got there in the end as the timing updates them across the line. Tom Shaw will be able to bring it home for 5th place. Jake Lower behind that. Shannon McLean comes home in 7th. Then Dell is behind. Penachia is behind that. Maloof, Silvestro should be able to come across the line, though Lewis looks like he's got himself in front of Silvestro, so that'll update. So something's happened to Silvestro on the final lap, maybe just getting a bit too hot and he's had to slow it down towards the end of the race. But Aaron, thank you so much for joining us for the Oxsafe RX8 Cup as the winner, well, top 10 board comes up on your screen. 2 more races to come tomorrow. I'll let you get away to be able to help out those guys who need a little bit of a hand, but we're looking forward to some more fantastic racing.
Entirely, absolutely. Thanks for having me, mate. Time to get to work. Looks like it's going to be busy.
Definitely a busy time ahead for the RX8 Cup, guys. That wraps up our coverage here today at Wakefield Park on Blendline TV from the Motorsport Australia New South Wales Motor Racing Championships. We hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to tune in tomorrow where we'll be bringing you all of these guys again for a pretty much full day of coverage. Until then, thanks for joining us. Bye for now.
Open season is on with the value-packed Serato Sport with 17-inch alloy wheels, AEB safety, parking sensors and more from just $24,490 drive away.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Facebook isn't the only place that you can support Australian grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. To see more real race cars, more live events and more of the racing you love, subscribe to the Blendline TV YouTube channel, sign up to our mailing list or bookmark and subscribe to our website at blendline.tv. Thanks for continuing to support grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV.
OMG. The MG event is now on and there's never been a better time to buy. With great drive-away prices across Australia's best-selling light hatch and Australia's best value compact SUV with MG's 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Offer ends soon.
Wakefield Park Track Days. These track days provide opportunities for motoring enthusiasts to test the capabilities of their vehicles under controlled conditions on Wakefield Park's track. It's open to all types of cars, and sessions include open wheelers, race cars, street cars, supercarts, and driver training is available. There's heaps of amenities on site for a great day out, and group bookings are available. Head to the Wakefield Park website for more information.
Kia open season is on with the